Hey, me again. Alright, let's cover some flash fiction. And you'll be delighted to know that flash fiction might be one of your favorites if you aren't into writing long pieces that just kind of are full of fluff. Flash fiction is it's just a flash of fiction is what, basically is what it comes down to. And so this is the type of fiction where it's maybe 300 words in length, sometimes 5, but typically between the 100 to 300 word area. So, writing flash fiction, G.W. Thomas wrote this piece a while back, and here is what it includes, what you have to kind of consider to write a flash fiction piece, or what you should look at too when you're analyzing all the things that you will read that are considered flash fiction pieces. The small idea. Look for smaller ideas and larger ones. To discuss the complex interrelationship of parents and children, you would need a novel. So you need to go for a smaller piece of that complex issue. So what they mean by jumping over the complex issue and going straight for a small one is that you can't, like it said, you can't really cover the relationship between kids and their parents. But if you jumped right into the middle, if you went with a small idea of kids really bored in a car and they're on a drive to some place that we don't know about and keeps us kind of wondering, that you can do. You can't kind of talk about this long spiel background of how these kids don't get along with their parents and the complexity of that. No. Flash fiction asks you to jump right into the small issue and tell us about it in, those 300 words. So that's number 1. Number 2 says to bury, there we go, the preamble and the opening. And that kind of goes along with number 3. Start in the middle. You don't need to give us background. And if we go back to number 1 with the small idea and the kids in the car, you don't need to talk to us about how you're going to grandma's house. Just jump right into the kids not understanding, how long it's going to take to get somewhere and that how bored they are in that vehicle. Number 4, focus on one powerful image. With the car thing and the bored kids, maybe it's the van itself. Maybe it's a mess, and it kind of is symbolic of the mess of the family, how the parents are in confusion and chaos, and so that's why the kids are bored or something. I mean, you'll have to figure that out as you go along. Number 5 says make the readers guess until the end. You don't want to do too much foreshadowing. For one reason would be that you don't have the space. You don't have enough words to do any foreshadowing, but you do want to kind of just give us a nugget of what's going on and make us think, okay, what's going to happen are these parents getting divorced? Are these kids so bored that they're going to throw themselves out of the vehicle? Make us guess kind of till the end or wonder what's going to happen. 6 goes to using elusive references. Again, you don't necessarily need to use a lot of unnecessary words, but if you do want to throw in some references to certain things to make it kind of a historic piece, and then that way it gives us background without you actually going into the background. Like maybe with that car example, you could bring up some movie reference very quickly in some sentence that would kind of lead us to believe that you have some kind of connection between this very short story, very flashy fiction, and something else. And number 7 basically brings up how you'll want to bring up a twist perhaps at the very end. And I'm not really for giving us a twist like, oh, the person was actually dreaming the whole time or something to that effect. But sometimes it can work. And with these little teeny pieces, sometimes a twist is a perfect way to end.